My name is Macon Blair, I'm the director, and this is the cast of the Shitheads. We're here at Sundance with IndieWire. It's a road movie, it's a comedy, it's kind of a, we took inspiration from like Midnight Run and Last Detail and stuff like that, sort of like disorganized losers on the road getting into shenanigans, but it's really cast oriented, and so it's full of jokes and crazy situations, but the thing for me that really holds it together is the ensemble. It's these folks. So it's a fun ride, it's a blast, it's mostly a comedy, but it also veers into some different places as well. The producer and I, Alex Orr, were working on a movie years ago, and he said, I know these guys that work for this service that transports teenagers to treatment facilities. And he said, but the thing is, they're really unqualified. They're not trained, they're not regulated, there's no oversight, and it seems really sketchy and dangerous. And he presented that as a premise for a road movie comedy, and I was like, oh, that's delicious. And then it kind of grew from that. And that was about 13 years ago. We've been trying to make it for a long time. It almost happened in 2017, and then it kind of like fell apart, and we let it sit on the shelf for a while, and then we brought it back. And at the time, that was discouraging, but I'm, in hindsight, glad that's what happened, because this is the version of the movie that I wanted it to be.
So, O'Shea, tell me about your friend.
My man Mason is filming right now. His what's it called?
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah, one of the most famous stories ever. Yeah, but he couldn't be here, and that's our guy. That's my dude.
I told him to quit.
Yeah, right. Just
you're gonna miss Sundance for the Shitheads.
Come on.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that I brought Mason so he's not left out, and he's in all the photo ops.
When we started it back this time around, the first person that we went to was Dave Franco, because he had read the script a couple of years before and was really excited about it. And he came on board very quickly when we were like, we're trying it again, and he was like, okay, I want to do it. And then he had a lot of casting ideas, so he was like, you should really look at O'Shea, you should really look at Mason. And it kind of grew from there. Kiernan, we met just through, I had met her through some other projects, just auditioning, and she always had these really wonderful tapes, so we got her on board. And Nick had auditioned for the previous version in 2017, and it was to this day the best audition I've ever seen in my life. And so when the new version came back, even though we were kind of starting from scratch, I was kind of like, this was pre-Succession when he made that tape. He's probably too big for us by now, but we went back and because I couldn't let that tape go, and so we were very lucky to get him back.
I saw an announcement for Dave and O'Shea starring in the movie, and I was like, oh, Shitheads is back. Like, that's amazing. And I was like, it's too bad. He probably won't come to me with Prick a Bush again. Like, I'm too old now. It's too old of a pricka.
And I was over here like, he's probably not going to want to wear. He's too big because of Succession, and we were both like, it's like an O. Henry story.
Yeah.
But I feel, and I'll let you tell the story, but after you filmed Pricka's like main scene, you came to me and you're like, that was so cathartic because you had been living with that scene in your head for like 8 years.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I auditioned with that scene.
Yeah.
You'll see it with Mason. Mason's character, in 2017. It was the audition scene. And so 9 years,
But to be clear, he
8
did
years
the
later,
audition, he did the scene, and then he kept it going, and then he left his apartment in character and started walking around his neighborhood, interacting with strangers.
I made a music video. I made a music video. I found a beat. There were some lyrics in the script, and so I did his lyrics, and then I freestyled some stuff, and I just walked around Hollywood making a music video as Prick a Bush with a grill and with fake tattoos all over my neck and face and everything.
Do you still have that video?
Oh yeah, I do have it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll shoot it over to you guys.
DVD special feature.
Cut it in, yeah.
IndieWire exclusive. Yeah, I would love that.
So your character's name Prick a Bush?
Prick a Bush.
It's biblical.
Make of that what you will. Prick a Bush. De werewolf. W-O-O-F. That's the more important part. He identifies with werewolves. He's a rapper, but also really good at a werewolf impression, and maybe just sees himself as one, kind of moonlights as one.
I don't mean this to sound offensive, but it really is the role Nick was born to play.
I fully agree.
Yes.
I fully agree.
I feel
It's like
this
the real
was
me.
just in you and needing
Yes.
to be released into the world.
100%. This is a version of me I really like being. Making the music video was like so fun. It's like if you can just like dress up and wear like gold teeth and just like be just like a piece of shit kind of. Like that's fun.
That's life.
That's a good life.
What I appreciate when we were filming on this highway that was a bus route for an elementary school, and so in between setups we had to let a big line of buses that had accumulated drive through, and these are like 7th grade kids, and Nick would put these little miniature concerts on as they're driving by, and there's all these kids looking out the window like, oh my God! And he's like putting on a little show for them while they drive by. It was delightful.
Make their day, yeah.
What I really appreciated about this one was like it had a lot of locations and a lot of characters, so there was a lot to do, but we had 25 days to do it, which is relative. I mean, it's luxurious by some standards, but it was very tight for what we had to do, and it forced this sort of attitude of like, there's no second guessing anything. Like you get what you get, and you absolutely move on. And on one hand, that could feel like pressure, but we kind of started to interpret it as like a blessing of like, that's the shot, and like we have to move on to something else, and it was actually very freeing in that way. And so the idea of like, did we get it or not get it became irrelevant because it was like, it was time to go, and it worked out for us. But I was expecting to be very stressed out by that, and actually kind of came to really appreciate that dynamic.
That little bit of pressure can really force you to get out of your own way sometimes. And you don't know what, sometimes we might in our head think that we want everything perfect, but sometimes little imperfections here and there kind of give a film character or even a character. Sure, yeah. And so, I know me personally, if you told me I had all the time in the world, I'm going to be sitting there redoing things, and like, I'm going to get in my head so much that it probably won't happen. So a little push in the back is pressure makes diamonds. You got to make it happen. Yeah.
We would get to the end of the day sometimes, and we just didn't have time left, and we would still have like a 2 to 3 page scene, and we just decided to do it in a oneer. I think that kind of, Macon, you tell me, but I think that kind of informed how we ended up shooting a lot of the movie, because we all just interacted so well with each other that it looked nice when it was just in a wider frame as a oneer, and you could actually just really see us playing off each other.
It's also just like what it forces you to think about, like what's really important, and if it's not really, really desperately important for what you're doing, then you don't need it, and it became easy to let those things go.
Sunlight will help you trim some fat.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I feel like indie film and TV feel similar in that they're both very quick. Like there's a lot of page count per day that both are knocking out. With a movie like this, there was so much surprise and spontaneity, and because I think sometimes we were racing against the clock. I mean, my first day on set, I think I did a dance, there was blood, I did a stunt, and by the end of the day, I was like, wow, I feel like I've done a full film in one day, gone on a huge journey. But no, there's always just differences. I think it's just because the people are different, and the spirit of the film and the show that I just came from doing was so different. But both are so fun. The only thing about movies is that they end so quickly, and then I get so sad right away. I mean, with TV you can really stretch out and like hold on to something, and I'm not like, I think coming from TV, I'm not used to letting go as quickly, and that's harder for me to do.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are the Shitheads.
We are the Shitheads.